Dawn breaks over Riverside County Hospital the same way it always does. Cold light through narrow windows. The hum of fluorescent tubes. The smell of antiseptic mixed with old coffee and something deeper, something tired. Dr. Sofia Reyes moves through the supply corridor like a ghost. Mid-30s, dark hair pulled back tight, hands that don't fumble even in the dim light. She restocks shelves most people forget exist. Gauze, IV kits, saline bags, each item placed with the kind of attention surgeons reserve for sutures. She doesn't complain, doesn't argue, just does the work no one else wants to see. A resident passes by without slowing. Mark Chen, late 20s, coffee in one hand, phone in the other. He doesn't look at her. "Hey Reyes, we're out of gauze in trauma too. Handle that, yeah?" He's gone before she can respond. Not that he expected one. Sofia has been a licensed physician for 6 years, board certified in emergency medicine. But here at Riverside, she's the foreign one. The one with the accent they pretend not to hear. The one they assume got her degree somewhere easier. Somewhere that doesn't count. She closes the cabinet, moves to the next. The staff meeting starts at 7. Dr. Richard Garrett stands at the head of the table, 54 years old, tired eyes, but a voice that still expects obedience. He talks about new triage protocols, about efficiency, about delegation. "We need someone to handle the documentation updates. Reyes, that's you." Sofia's jaw tightens, just a flicker. "I can help with the training. I've worked high-volume trauma before." Garrett cuts her off with a wave. "Paperwork, Reyes. Let's stick to what you're good at." Quiet laughter ripples through the room. Not cruel, just casual. The kind of dismissal that doesn't even register as cruelty. Sofia nods, writes it down, says nothing. Later, the trauma day erupts. Alarms, screaming. A patient on the gurney, mid-40s, construction worker, face pale and lips turning blue. The resident at his side freezes, hands hovering. "He's in VFib," someone shouts. Sofia moves. Not fast, not frantic, just moves. She's at the bedside before anyone registers her presence. Hands on the man's chest. She checks his pulse, checks his airway, tilts his head back. 2 fingers into his mouth. She pulls out a chunk of food lodged deep. He's not in VFib, he's choking. Partial obstruction. She applies steady pressure. The man gasps, coughs. The chunk dislodges. The monitor stabilizes. 10 seconds, that's all it took. The resident stares, then scrambles to take over, hands suddenly busy. "I had it under control," he mutters. Mark is at the doorway, arms crossed, watching. "Lucky catch, Reyes. Lucky. That's what they call it." Sofia steps back, strips off her gloves, walks away without a word. She doesn't tell them that look isn't the word. Doesn't tell them she's seen a man choke to death in 12 seconds. That she's done this in the back of a moving vehicle under mortar fire. That her hands don't shake anymore. Not since Kandahar. In the hallway, she pauses, breathes. Her wrist catches the light. A faint scar, clean and surgical. The kind you get from something precise, something intentional. She pulls her sleeve down. No one notices. The fluorescent lights hum. The hospital moves around her. Doctors, nurses, patients. All of them unaware that the woman restocking their supply closets once held a man's heart in her hands, while bullets tore through canvas above her head. She walks to the break room, pours coffee that's been sitting too long, stares out the window at the parking lot below. A nurse passes by. Clara Mendoza, older, kind eyes, the only one who occasionally asks how Sofia's day is going. She pauses. "You okay?" Sofia nods. "Fine." Clara lingers. There's something in her gaze. Curiosity maybe, or suspicion. Sofia can't tell. "You handled that airway really well." It wasn't complicated. Still, you knew exactly what to do, like you've done it 100 times. Sofia doesn't respond, just sips her coffee. Clara leaves, but the question hangs in the air. Later, Sofia opens her locker. Her jacket hangs inside. She reaches into the inner pocket. Her fingers brush something small. Fabric. She pulls it out. A patch. Faded olive drab. A medic insignia. U.S. Army. She stares at it for a long moment. The thread is unraveling at one edge. There's a stain near the bottom. Blood, probably, or mud. She can't remember anymore. She shoves it back inside, closes the locker. That life is over. It has to be. Because the cost was too high. Because she couldn't save the ones that mattered. Because every time she closes her eyes, she sees faces she failed. She left the rank, the respect, the purpose, and came here, to this place where no one knows her, where no one asks questions, where she can be invisible. But invisibility has a price too. She walks back into the hall. The hospital swallows her again. Another shift, another day of being less than she is. No one stops her. No one thanks her. And that's exactly how she wants it. For now. The storage corridor is where Sophia prefers to be. Dim, quiet, away from the voices that assume she doesn't understand, away from the eyes that see her as less every single day. She opens a box of IV kits. The plastic crinkles. Her hands pause. It's nothing, just plastic. But her breath catches anyway. Desert dust. The snap of a tent flap. Hands and gloves ripping open a med kit. A soldier's face, pale, lips blue. Her voice steady, commanding. I need 2 units ONEG, now. Get me suction. Move. Blood on her hands. The hiss of an oxygen regulator. The soldier's eyes closing. Her voice quieter. Stay with me. Stay with me. Sophia blinks. She's back in the corridor. Her hand is gripping the edge of the shelf. Knuckles white. She breathes. Counts. 4 in. Hold. 6 out. The way they taught her. The way she had to teach herself to forget. She straightens. Closes the box. Moves on. No one here knows. That's the point. Hours pass. The ER settles into. To its rhythm? Broken bones. Lacerations. Chest pain that turns out to be anxiety. The usual. Sophia reviews a chart at the nurse's station. Her handwriting is precise, efficient. Clara approaches. She's holding 2 cups of coffee. Sets one down beside Sophia. Thought you could use this. Sophia looks up. Thanks. Clara doesn't leave. She leans against the counter, watches Sophia for a moment. You handled that code earlier really well. It wasn't a code. Still, you knew what to do. Most people freeze. Sophia doesn't look up from the chart. I've seen worse. Clara tilts her head. Where'd you train again? The question lands like a stone. Sophia keeps her face neutral. UT Southwestern, Dallas. Huh. Clara pauses. You just move different. Like you've been in the field. Combat field. Sophia's pen stops. Just for a second. I worked in underserved areas. High-pressure clinics. Clara nods slowly. Yeah, that makes sense. But her eyes linger. Just a second too long. Sophia closes the chart. Stands. I should check on the patient in Bay 3. She walks away before Clara can say anything else. In the bathroom, Sophia runs cold water over her hands, stares at her reflection. She looks tired, older than 34. The fluorescent light makes the shadows under her eyes darker. She dries her hands, smooths her hair back. You're fine, she tells herself. You're fine. But the cracks are showing. Her shift ends at 6. She changes in the locker room, pulls on jeans and a jacket. The tatch is still in the pocket. She can feel it there, a weight she can't put down. She drives home in silence. No radio, just the sound of the engine and the road. Her apartment is small, clean, almost empty. A couch, a table, a bed. Nothing on the walls, no photos, no memories. She makes tea, sits by the window, watches the city lights. Her phone buzzes. A message from an unknown number. Captain Reyes, it's been a long time. I'm in town for a conference. Would be good to catch up. Colonel James Voss. Her chest tightens. She deletes the message, blocks the number. But the damage is done. She hasn't heard that name in 3 years. Captain Reyes. The woman who ran a forward surgical team in Kandahar. The woman who saved 37 lives in 6 months. The woman who watched 4 soldiers die on her table because the lights went out and the generators failed, and her hands weren't fast enough in the dark. She sets the phone down. Presses her palms against her eyes. She left that woman behind, buried her, walked away from the uniform and the medals and the weight of all those names. But the past doesn't stay buried. The next morning she's back at the hospital. Same routine, same invisibility. Mark passes her in the hall, doesn't acknowledge her. She's used to it. Dr. Garrett assigns her to inventory duty, again. She nods, takes the clipboard. In the supply room, she counts boxes. checks expiration dates, logs everything with the same meticulous care she used to apply to prepping surgical trays under fire. A voice. Voice behind her. You're thorough. She turns. It's one of the newer nurses, young, eager. His name is David, just doing the job. Most people rush through this stuff. Sophia shrugs. Details matter. He watches her for a moment. You prior military? The question catches her off guard. Why do you ask? I don't know, just the way you move, the way you organize things. My brother was Army. You remind me of him. Sophia's face doesn't change. No, just careful. He nods. Fair enough. He leaves. Sophia exhales. Slowly, the walls are closing in. At lunch, she sits alone, always alone. She eats a sandwich she doesn't taste, scrolls through her phone without reading anything. Clara sits down across from her. Mind if I join you? Sophia gestures to the seat. Go ahead. They eat in silence for a moment. Then Clara speaks. I looked you up. Sophia's hand freezes halfway to her mouth. Your medical license. It's valid. UT Southwestern, like you said. But there's a gap. 3 years. Right after you graduated. Sophia sets down her sandwich. Carefully. I took time off. For what? Personal reasons. Clara leans back, studies her. I'm not trying to pry. I just think you're better than they treat you here. Sophia's voice is quiet. I'm fine. No, you're not. But I get it. Sometimes people need to disappear for a while. Sophia meets her eyes, and sometimes they need to stay disappeared. Clara nods. Fair enough. She stands, picks up her tray. But for what it's worth, Sophia, you're one of the best doctors I've ever worked with, and I've worked with a lot. She walks away. Sophia sits alone again, staring at nothing. The afternoon passes. Another shift, another set of tasks no one else wants. But tonight, when she opens her locker, the patch falls out. She picks it up, holds it in her palm. The thread is unraveling. The stain is still there. She closes her fist around it. Maybe disappearing isn't enough anymore. Maybe the past doesn't let go just because you want it to. She puts the patch back, closes the locker, and walks back into the hospital. Into the fluorescent light, into the noise, into the life she built to forget. But forgetting, she's learning, is harder than surviving. The sirens hit first. Then the doors burst open. Multi-vehicle collision, Interstate 40. The paramedic shouts. 3 critical. The ER explodes into motion. Gurneys rush in. Blood. Shouting. Alarms layered over alarms. Sophia is near the back. Watching. Waiting. Mark takes the lead. Confident. Loud. Penetrating chest trauma. He barks. Get me a chest tube kit. Move. Sophia steps forward. That's not a simple penetration. Mark doesn't look at her. Not now, Reyes. It's a steering column impalement. Fractured sternum. Possible cardiac contusion. If you put a chest tube in blindly, you'll perforate the pericardium. Mark freezes, looks at the wound. His confidence flickers. Sophia moves past him. Gloves already on. Hands on the patient. I need an ultrasound. Now. And get me a pericardiocentesis kit on standby. The nurses hesitate. Look at Mark. He's still frozen. Clara makes the call. Ultrasound. Now. Sophia is already scanning. Her hands move like memory. No hesitation. No second guessing. The screen flickers to life. There. Dark fluid around the heart. Pericardial effusion. He's got maybe 2 minutes before he arrests. She preps the needle. Steady. No tremor. Mark finds his voice. Wait, you can't just. Sophia doesn't look at him. Yes, I can. She inserts the needle below the xiphoid process. Angle up. Aspirates. Dark blood fills the syringe. The monitor stabilizes. The patient gasps. Color floods back into his face. 60 seconds. That's all it took. The room is silent. Everyone's staring. Sophia steps back, strips her gloves, drops them in the bin. Mark is pale. Where the hell did you learn that? Sophia doesn't answer, just walks toward the sink. Clara is at her side. That was incredible. Sophia washes her hands. It's a standard procedure. Not here, it's not. Most of us have never done one outside of simulation. Sophia dries her hands, doesn't meet Clara's eyes. I've had practice. Where? Sophia turns, walks away, but the question follows her. Dr. Garrett is in the hallway, arms crossed, watching. Dr. Reyes, my office, now. Sophia follows him in silence. The door closes behind them. Garrett sits, gestures for her to do the same. She stays standing. You just performed a pericardiocentesis without consulting the attending. The patient was dying. That's not the point. Then what is? Garrett leans back. You've been here 6 months. You do inventory, you handle paperwork. And now, suddenly, you're performing advanced procedures, like you've done them 100 times. I have done them 100 times. Where? Sophia's jaw tightens. Does it matter? Yes, it matters. Silence. Garrett's voice softens, just slightly. I'm not trying to corner you, Reyes. But that man is alive because of you. And I need to know if you're qualified to do what you just did. I'm qualified. Then prove it. Sophia meets his eyes. My medical license is valid. My credentials are on file. If you want more than that, you'll have to ask someone else. She walks out. The hallway feels too bright, too loud. Clara is waiting. So is Mark. And half the nursing staff. They all stare. Sophia keeps walking. In the locker room, she leans against the wall. Closes her eyes. Her hands are shaking now. Just a little. She hears the door open. Footsteps. That was one of the most impressive things I've ever seen. Sophia opens her eyes. Clara is standing there. I mean it. You didn't hesitate. You just knew. Sophia straightens. It's my job. No, it's more than that. Clara steps closer. I've been a nurse for 20 years. I've seen a lot of doctors. And you're different. Sophia doesn't respond. You move like someone who's been in hell and walked out the other side. Sophia's voice is quiet. I don't know what you want me to say. Nothing. Just know that I see you. Really see you. Clara leaves. Sophia stands alone. Her phone. Hone buzzes. Another message. Same blocked number. I know you're there, Captain. We need to talk. She deletes it, but her hands are shaking harder now. She pulls the patch from her jacket pocket. Stares at it. The medic insignia. The bloodstain. The fraying thread. She spent 3 years running from this. 3 years trying to be no one. But no one doesn't save lives. No one doesn't stop a man from dying on a gurney in the middle of a chaotic ER. She puts the patch back, closes the locker, and walks back out into the hospital. The whispers have already started. She can feel them, see them in the glances, hear them in the hushed voices. Who is she? Where did she come from? How did she know? Sophia ignores them, keeps her head down, keeps moving. But the truth is crawling out of the shadows, and she can't stop it anymore. In Trauma 2, the patient is stable, awake, talking. Mark is at his bedside, taking notes. He looks up when Sophia passes. Hey, Reyes. She stops. Thank you. You saved his life. Sophia nods. Just doing my job. No. Mark's voice is different now, quieter. That wasn't just a job. That was skill. Real skill. She doesn't respond. I'm sorry. For before. For not listening. Sophia meets his eyes. Just listen next time. She walks away. The shift ends. The hospital quiets. Sophia sits in her car, engine off, staring at the steering wheel. Her phone buzzes again. Captain Reyes, I'll be at the hospital tomorrow. We need to talk. It's important. She closes her eyes. Tomorrow, the past arrives, and there's no running from it anymore. The break room is quiet, too quiet. Sophia sits alone, hands wrapped around a paper cup. She's not drinking, just holding. She can feel it, the shift in the air, the way people look at her now. Yesterday she was invisible. Today she's a question mark. The door opens. A man steps in, 50s, dress uniform, sharp eyes, ribbons across his chest. He stops when he sees her. His face changes. Captain Reyes? The room goes cold. Sophia's hand tightens on the cup. Doesn't look up. You're mistaken. Colonel James Voss steps closer. Kandahar, 2019. 75th Ranger Regiment. Forward Surgical Team. Her jaw locks. You saved my life. Sucking chest wound. Collapsed lung. You did a needle decompression in the back of a vehicle moving 40 miles an hour under fire. Silence. I never forgot your face. Sophia stands. Slowly. I think you have me confused with someone else. Voss doesn't move. His voice is firm but not unkind. Captain Sophia Reyes, trauma surgeon, Army Ranger medic. 3 tours, Silver Star. The door opens again. Clara is there, Mark behind her, both frozen. Sophia's voice is strained, quiet. That person doesn't exist anymore. She does. She's standing right here. Mark steps forward. You were Army? Sophia doesn't answer. Clara's voice is barely a whisper. A ranger? The room is too small. The walls too close. Sophia pushes past them. Out the door. Captain, Voss calls after her. She doesn't stop. The hallway stretches. Retches endlessly. Her footsteps echo. She walks fast, breathing hard. Her hands are shaking now, really shaking. She reaches the stairwell, pushes through, leans against the concrete wall. 4 in, hold, 6 out, but it doesn't work. Not this time. The door opens behind her. Voss. I'm not here to hurt you, Captain. Don't call me that. It's who you are. Sophia turns. Her eyes are wet, but her voice is steel. I left that behind. Why? Because I couldn't carry it anymore. Voss steps closer. You saved my life. You saved dozens of lives. You were one of the best trauma surgeons in the regiment. And I lost 4 men on my table. 4 men who trusted me, who believed I could save them. Her voice cracks. I remember their names, their faces, the way they looked at me when they knew they were dying. Voss is quiet for a moment. We all lost people, Captain. Don't. Sophia's voice hardens. Don't tell me it's part of the job. Don't tell me I did my best. I know what I did. And I know what I failed to do. So you came here? To hide? To survive? Silence. Voss exhales. I didn't come here to drag you back. I came to say thank you. And to tell you that what you did mattered. Still matters. Sophia wipes her eyes, angry at herself for the tears. It doesn't feel like it. Then you're not paying attention. Voss's voice is gentle now. That man yesterday, the one you saved. He has a wife, 3 kids. Because of you, he goes home. Sophia doesn't respond. That's not nothing. Captain, stop calling me that. Voss nods. Fair enough. He turns to leave, pauses. For what it's worth, Dr. Reyes, you're exactly who you've always been. You just forgot for a while. He walks away. Sophia stands alone in the stairwell. Her phone buzzes. A text from Clara. Are you okay? Sophia doesn't answer. She walks back into the hallway. The hospital feels different now. Exposed. People stare. Whisper. She hears fragments. Army. Ranger. Silver Star. She keeps her head down. Keeps walking. Doctor. Garrett is waiting at the nurse's station. Arms crossed. We need to talk. Not now. Yes, now. Sophia stops. Turns. Garrett's voice is measured. I just got a call from the hospital administrator. Apparently, a Colonel Voss vouched for your credentials. Said you're one of the most highly trained trauma surgeons he's ever worked with. Sophia says nothing. Why didn't you tell me? Because it doesn't matter. It does matter. Garrett's voice rises slightly. You've been doing inventory for 6 months. Paperwork, restocking shelves. And you're capable of. I know what I'm capable of. Then why are you here? Sophia meets his eyes. Because I needed to be no one. Garrett is silent for a moment. Well, you're not no one anymore. He walks away. Sophia stands in the middle of the hallway. Nurses pass. Doctors pass. All of them looking. She's not invisible anymore. And she doesn't know if that's better or worse. Clara approaches. Slowly. I won't ask you to explain. But I want you to know something. Sophia looks at her. Whatever. You went through. Whatever you're running from, you're safe here. Sophia's voice is raw. I don't feel safe anywhere. Then maybe it's time to stop running. Clara walks away. Sophia goes to her locker, opens it. The patch falls out again. She picks it up, holds it in both hands. The insignia, the bloodstain, the unraveling thread. For 3 years she buried this, hid from it, pretended it didn't exist. But it does. It always has. She closes her hand around it. Maybe Clara is right. Maybe running isn't the answer. She puts the patch back. But this time, she doesn't shove it deep into the pocket. She leaves it on top, visible. A reminder of who she was, of who she still is. She closes the locker and walks back into the light. The hospital hums around her. The same fluorescent lights, the same antiseptic smell, the same chaos. But she's different now, exposed, vulnerable. And for the first time in 3 years, she's not sure if that's a weakness or a strength. The shift continues. The whispers continue. And Sofia Reyes, Captain, U.S. Army, trauma surgeon, Silver Star recipient, walks through it all. Not invisible anymore, not hiding anymore, just standing, in the wreckage of her own making, waiting to see what comes next. The next morning, the hospital is different, tense, quiet in a way that feels unnatural. Word has spread. The doctor they dismissed, the woman they ignored, was someone else entirely. Dr. Garrett is in his office, door closed. On the phone, his voice is strained. I don't care what her service record says. She works here now, and I don't need the Department of Defense breathing down my... He stops. Through the window, he sees something. 3 black SUVs pulling into the ambulance bay. Slow, deliberate, government plates. Garrett stands, walks to the window. The vehicles stop. Doors open in unison. Men and women in dark suits step out. Earpieces, purposeful movements. And then, a woman, mid-40s. State Department badge clipped to her belt. She strides toward the entrance like she owns the ground she walks on. Garrett hangs up, moves toward the door. The ER goes silent. Staff freeze. Patients stare. The woman approaches the front desk. Her voice is calm but absolute. I'm here's the Dr. Sofia Reyes. The receptionist stammers. I can page. No need. The woman turns. Sofia is standing at the far end of the hall, still in scrubs, arms at her sides. Their eyes meet. The woman walks toward her, every step measured. The room holds its breath. Dr. Reyes, or should I say Captain. Sofia's voice is low, controlled. I'm not active duty. No, but you're recalled. Sofia's face doesn't change, but something flickers behind her eyes. I declined reactivation. That was before the embassy bombing in Nairobi. We have 43 casualties, 12 critical. The surgical team on site just lost their trauma lead. Pause. We need you, Doctor. Garrett pushes through the crowd. Now, wait just a minute. Dr. Reyes is employed here, and I don't. To appreciate. The official turns to him. Her voice is steel wrapped in silk. Dr. Reyes holds a reserve commission with the U.S. Army Medical Corps. Under Title 10, she can be recalled at any time for national security purposes. She looks back at Sofia. The plane leaves in 2 hours. Sofia stands there, every eye in the room on her. She could say no, walk away, go back to being invisible. But 43 people are bleeding. 12 of them won't make it without her. Her voice is quiet, but certain. I'll need my gear. The official nods. We have a full surgical kit waiting on the plane. But if there's anything personal you need, we have 15 minutes. Sofia pauses, shakes her head. No, I have everything I need. The official gestures toward the door. After you, Captain. Sofia walks, not fast, just steady. Mark steps forward, mouth open, no words come. Clara watches, eyes wide. Dr. Garrett is frozen. Sofia passes them all, doesn't look back. At the entrance, she stops, turns. Her eyes find Clara. Thank you for seeing me. Clara nods, can't speak. Sofia walks out into the morning light. The SUVs are waiting, engines running. The woman opens the back door. Sofia climbs in. The door closes. The convoy pulls away. Inside the hospital, no one moves. The woman they called lucky, the one they gave paperwork to, the one they thought didn't belong, just walked out the door to save lives they'll never see, because that's who she's always been. Inside the vehicle, Sofia sits in silence. The city blurs past. The official sits across from her. Your file says you left the service for personal reasons. Sofia doesn't respond. You don't have to talk about it. Pause. But I want you to know, what you did over there matters. And what you're about to do now matters too. Sofia's jaw tightens. I left because I couldn't save them. The official waits. His name was Private First Class Daniel Ortiz. He was 19. Sofia's voice drops. I can still feel his blood cooling on my hands. Still hear the way the monitor went flat. Still see his eyes. They were brown, like my brother's, staring at nothing. Pause. He died because the generator failed. Because I couldn't see in the dark. Because my hands weren't fast enough. Her voice cracks. I saved dozens, but I remember every single one I couldn't. I remember their names. The official leans forward. That's what makes you good at this. No. Sofia's voice is raw. That's what broke me. And yet you're still here, still going. Sofia looks out the window. Because if I stop, then they all died for nothing. The SUV pulls onto the tarmac. A military transport plane waits, engines humming. The official opens the door. Sophia steps out. The wind catches her hair. The roar of the engines fills the air. She looks at the plane, at the uniformed personnel waiting, and for the first time in 3 years, she stops hiding. A crew chief approaches, salutes. "Captain Reyes, welcome back." Sophia hesitates, then returns the salute. "Thank you." "Oh, Chief." They walk toward the plane, up the ramp. Inside, it's all business. Medical supplies, personnel, screens showing satellite feeds. A young medic approaches, nervous. "Captain, we've prepped the surgical station. Vitals are updated every 10 minutes. We have blood supply for 72 hours. Sophia nods. "Good. What's the flight time?" 14 hours. "Then we use it. I want full briefings on all 12 critical cases, triage protocols, contingency plans if we lose power." The medic blinks. "Yes, ma'am." Sophia moves through the plane, her voice steady now, commanding. This is who she is. Not the invisible woman restocking shelves, not the one they dismissed. Captain Sophia Reyes, trauma surgeon, the one who doesn't give up. The plane's engines roar, the ramp closes, and as they lift off, Sophia looks out the small window. The city shrinks below, the hospital, the people who didn't see her, all of it fading, but she's not running anymore. She's going toward the fire, because that's what she does. She saves lives, no matter the cost. The official sits beside her. "You ready?" Sophia's voice is calm. "I'm always ready." The plane climbs higher, and Captain Sophia Reyes goes back to war, not with weapons, with her hands. The plane levels off at cruising altitude. The hum of engines fills the silence. Sophia sits at a makeshift desk, medical files spread before her. 12 critical cases, each one a life hanging by a thread. She reads, memorizes, prepares. The State Department official, who introduced herself as Director Sarah Chen, watches from across the narrow aisle. "You don't waste time." Sophia doesn't look up. "Time is the one thing we don't have." Chen nods, leans back. "Can I ask you something?" Sophia's pen pauses over a file. "Why did you really leave?" Sophia closes the file, slowly, looks at Chen. "I told you, I couldn't save them." Chen waits. Sophia exhales. It's been 3 years. But the weight hasn't lightened. Kandahar, August 2019. We were operating out of a field hospital. Mortars every night. Casualties every day. I ran a team of 6. We worked 18-hour shifts, sometimes more. She looks down at her hands. One night, we had 4 soldiers come in. IED strike, catastrophic injuries. We were working on all of them simultaneously. The youngest was 19. PFC Daniel Ortiz. Her voice drops. I can still feel his blood cooling on my hands. Still hear the way the monitor went flat. Still see his eyes. Brown eyes. Like my brother's. Just staring at nothing. Pause. He was on my table. Shrapnel to the chest. Punctured lung. Severed artery. I was inside his chest cavity. Hands on his heart. Trying to clamp the bleeder. Her hands clench. Then the lights went out. Generator failure. We had backup power, but it took 40 seconds to kick in. 40 seconds. Her voice breaks. In the dark, I lost my grip. Couldn't see. Couldn't find the clamp. By the time the lights came back, he'd bled out. Right there, in my hands. Chen's face is somber. That wasn't your fault. Sophia's eyes flash. Don't tell me it wasn't my fault. I was the surgeon. I was responsible. And he died because I couldn't work fast enough in the dark. You were working in a war zone with failing equipment. And he was 19 years old with his whole life ahead of him. Silence. Sophia wipes her eyes, angry at the tears. After that, I couldn't do it anymore. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw his face. Heard his mother's voice on the phone when I called to tell her. Felt the weight of a flag I had to fold and hand to a family that would never be whole again. She looks at Chen. So I left. Walked away from the uniform, the rank, the respect. I thought if I could just be no one, if I could just disappear, maybe I could forget. Did it work? Sophia laughs. Bitter. No, it didn't. I just traded one kind of pain for another. Chen leans forward. For 3 years, you've been hiding. Doing work beneath your skill level. Letting people treat you like you don't matter. Sophia nods. Because I didn't want to matter. I didn't want the responsibility. Didn't want to hold another life in my hands and watch it slip away. But you did it anyway. Yesterday. That man with the pericardial effusion. That was different. How? Because no one else could save him. Chen's voice is gentle but firm. And no one else can save those 12 people in Nairobi. Only you. Sophia closes her eyes. I know. Then why did you say yes? Because 43 people are bleeding. And if I said no, I'd be letting them die the same way I let Daniel die. And I can't. I can't carry any more names. Her voice steadies. I remember every single one I couldn't save. Their names, their faces, the last words they said. I carry them everywhere. She opens her eyes, but I also remember the ones I did save. 37 lives in 6 months. 37 people who went home. Who got to see their families again? Who got another chance? Pause. Maybe that has to be enough. Chen nods. Maybe it does. A medic approaches. Captain, we're 2 hours out. The field hospital is prepped and waiting for your arrival. Sophia stands. Good. I want to review the surgical protocols one more time. And get me updated vitals on all 12 patients. Yes, ma'am. Sophia moves through the plane. Her posture different now. Shoulders back, head up. This is who she is. Not the woman hiding in supply closets. Not the one who let fear dictate her choices. Captain Sophia Reyes, trauma surgeon, Silver Star recipient, the one who saves lives because she can't stop. Chen watches her, sees the transformation. You're different now. Sophia glances back. I'm just remembering who I used to be. The plane descends through clouds. The landscape below is scarred, smoke rising in the distance. Sophia looks out the window. Her reflection stares back. Older, tired, but alive and ready. The wheels touch down. The plane taxis to a stop. The ramp lowers. Heat and dust pour in. Sophia steps out into the sun. The field hospital is a series of tents. Organized chaos, people shouting, vehicles moving, the sound of generators humming. A surgeon approaches. Lieutenant Colonel rank, exhausted eyes. Captain Reyes? Sophia nods. Thank God. We've been holding on by a thread. 12 critical. 4 of them won't make it through the night without intervention. Show me. They walk fast, through the dust, into the largest tent. Inside, it's controlled chaos. Patients on gurneys, monitors beeping, nurses moving with precision, born of desperation. Sophia stops, takes it all in. This is her element. This is where she belongs. She turns to the surgeon. I need a full team. Best nurses you have. Blood supply prepped. And I need updates on all 12 patients within 10 minutes. The surgeon nods. You got it. Sophia moves to the first gurney. A young woman, early 20s, shrapnel wounds across her torso. Sophia's hands move without hesitation, checking vitals, assessing damage. Her voice is calm, steady. Prep OR1, we're going in now. The team moves, and Captain Sophia Reyes does what she does best. She fights death. And this time, she's not running from the past, she's using it. Every failure, every loss, every name she carries, they all fuel her now. Because she can't save the ones she lost, but she can save the ones in front of her. And that has to be enough. 2 weeks later, Riverside County Hospital. Sophia hasn't returned yet, but her absence speaks louder than her presence ever did. Dr. Garrett sits in his office. The door is open. He's reading something on his computer screen. A news article. U.S. Army surgeon saves 12 in Nairobi embassy attack. Below the headline, a photo. Sophia in uniform, exhausted but standing, blood on her scrubs, a faint smile. He reads the article twice. Captain Sophia Reyes, a trauma surgeon with the U.S. Army Medical Corps. Worked for 72 hours straight to stabilize 12 critically wounded personnel following the embassy bombing. According to reports, all 12 survived due to her intervention. Garrett leans back, rubs his face. He gave her inventory duty, paperwork, told her to stick to what she was good at. A knock at the door. Mark enters. You wanted to see me? Sit. Mark sits, uncomfortable. Garrett turns the screen toward him. Read that. Mark reads. His face goes pale. I didn't know. No. You didn't. But that's not the problem. Garrett closes the laptop. The problem is you didn't ask. You assumed. And so did I. Pause. We looked at a brilliant trauma surgeon and saw someone who didn't belong. Someone who needed to prove herself. Someone we could dismiss. Mark shifts in his seat. I called her lucky. Garrett nods. And I gave her paperwork. We've been doing bias training for years. Seminars, workshops, and we still failed. What do we do now? We do better. Later that day, Garrett calls a full staff meeting, mandatory attendance. The conference room is packed. Nurses, residents, attendings, everyone. Garrett stands at the front. 2 weeks ago, one of our physicians, your Sisix, was recalled to active duty. Dr. Sophia Reyes. Some of you worked with her. Some of you dismissed her. The room is silent. Garrett continues, I want to read you something. He pulls out a printed article, reads aloud. Captain Sophia Reyes, Silver Star recipient, served 3 tours in Afghanistan as a forward surgical team leader. She saved 37 lives in 6 months under combat conditions. Last week, she saved 12 more. He sets the paper down, and for 6 months, we had her restocking shelves. The weight of his words settles over the room. Garrett's voice hardens, effective immediately. This hospital is implementing blind skills assessments for all new hires. No names, no photos, no backgrounds, just competence. Clara nods from the back. Garrett continues, we're also creating a task force to review hiring and assignment practices, because what happened to Dr. Reyes can't happen again. Mark raises his hand. What can we do, individually? I mean, Garrett looks at him. Listen. Really listen. When someone tells you something's wrong, don't dismiss it. When someone shows you they're capable, believe them. Pause, and apologize. When you're wrong, say it. The meeting ends. People file out quietly, subdued. Clara stays behind, approaches Garrett. That was good, but it's not enough. What do you mean? I mean, we need to make sure people know her story, not just here, everywhere. Garrett nods slowly. What are you thinking? Clara pulls out her phone, shows him a photo she took weeks ago. Sophia in the hallway, tired but steady. I want to put this on the bulletin board, with her story, so every person who walks through here knows what we almost lost. Do it. Clara prints the photo, frames it, adds the news article beside it. She hangs it in the main hallway, right where everyone can see. By the next morning, people stop to read it, some in silence, some in shame. Mark stands in front of it for a long time. A young resident approaches. Did you work with her? Mark nods. Yeah, I did. What was she like? Mark's voice is quiet. Better than all of us, and we didn't see it. The resident reads the article. Wow. Yeah, wow. Days pass, the hospital changes, not loudly, not dramatically, but in small ways. Dr. Garrett starts attending morning rounds personally, listening more, talking less. Mark begins asking questions instead of assuming answers. Clara organizes a workshop on implicit bias. Attendance is overwhelming. The culture shifts, slowly, but unmistakably. One morning, a new physician arrives, Dr. Amir Hassan, Pakistani accent, impeccable credentials. Garrett meets him personally, shakes his hand. Welcome to Riverside. I've reviewed your file. Impressive work. Thank you. Garrett gestures to the bulletin board. See that photo? Dr. Hassan looks, reads. Her name was Dr. Sophia Reyes. We almost lost her because we didn't see her. I won't make that mistake again. Dr. Hassan meets his eyes. I appreciate that. Garrett nods. Your skills put you in trauma. No probation, no proving yourself. You're here because you're qualified. Dr. Hassan smiles. Thank you. Later, Clara walks past the bulletin board. A group of nurses is gathered around it. One of them, younger, speaks quietly. I heard she's coming back. Clara stops. What? Another nurse nods. I saw an email. Dr. Garrett offered her director of trauma services. Did she accept? Don't know yet. Clara smiles, walks away. In his office, Garrett stares at his computer. An email sits in his drafts folder. Dr. Reyes, I owe you an apology, one that's long overdue. You were exactly what this hospital needed, and I failed to see it. I failed you. If you're willing, I'd like to offer you the position of Director of Trauma Services. No more inventory, no more paperwork. Just the work you were meant to do. I understand if you decline, but I hope you'll consider it. We need you. More importantly, we see you now. Respectfully, Dr. Richard Garrett. He hovers over the send button, then clicks it. The email flies into the void, and Garrett waits. Days pass. No response. Then, one morning, his phone rings. This is Dr. Garrett. A familiar voice. Calm, steady. Dr. Garrett, this is Sophia Reyes. Garrett sits up straight. Dr. Reyes, thank you for calling. I got your email. Silence. I'm listening. Garrett exhales. I'm sorry for everything. You deserved better. Yes, I did. Pause. But I'm willing to come back. On one condition. Name it. Things really change. Not just words. Action. You have my word. Another pause. Then I accept. Garrett closes his eyes. Relief flooding through him. Thank you. Don't thank me yet. I haven't started. When can you begin? 2 weeks. We'll be ready. A call ends. Garrett sits back, stares at the ceiling, then picks up his phone. Sends a message to the entire staff. Dr. Sophia Reyes will be joining us as Director of Trauma Services, effective immediately. All trauma protocols will be under her oversight. Please extend her the respect and support she deserves. He hits send, and the hospital begins to prepare for the return of the woman they underestimated, the one who proved them all wrong, not with words, but with lives saved. 6 months later, dawn again, same hospital, same fluorescent lights, but everything is different. Sophia walks through the ER, not in scrubs this time. Professional attire, confident stride. A badge on her coat reads Director of Trauma Services. She stops at the nurse's station, reviews a chart. Clara approaches with coffee. Morning, Director. Sophia smiles. Just Sophia's fine. Old habits. Clara hands her the coffee. Busy night? 3 traumas, 2 stabilized, 1 transferred to ICU, all alive. Sophia nods. Good work. She moves through the department, observing, listening. Her presence is felt but not oppressive. A young resident approaches, nervous, holding a tablet. Dr. Reyes, I have a question about the new triage protocol. Sophia turns. Her expression is warm. Show me. They walk together to a quiet corner. The resident explains his concern. Sophia listens. Really listens. You're right. That section is unclear. Let's revise it together. The resident's face brightens. Thank you. They work through it. Sophia guiding but not dominating. Teaching. When they finish, the resident looks at her. Can I ask you something? Go ahead. Is it true, what they say about you? Sophia tilts her head. What do they say? That you were Army. That you saved people in war zones. Sophia's expression softens. It's true. Why did you come back here? Because the fight isn't just in war zones. It's here, in every ER, every hospital, every person who gets overlooked. The resident nods slowly. Thank you for coming back. Sophia watches him walk away, then continues her rounds. She passes the bulletin board. Her photo is still there, but now there are others beside it. Different faces, different stories. Dr. Amir Hassan, former refugee, now chief surgical resident. Nurse Maria Santos, immigrant, 20 years of service. Dr. James Okonkwo, first-generation college graduate, award-winning emergency physician. Each photo has a story. Each story matters. Sophia stops, reads them, smiles. This is what she built. Not just respect for herself. A system that sees people, really sees them. Dr. Garrett approaches, stands beside her. It's working. Sophia nods. It's a start. The bias training workshops, the blind assessments, the mentorship programs, all of it is making a difference. Garrett looks at her. I never thanked you properly. For what? For not giving up on us. You could have walked away, stayed away, but you came back. Sophia meets his eyes. Someone once told me that hiding isn't the same as healing. Who told you that? A nurse, in a hospital that didn't know what it had. Garrett smiles. She was right. They stand in silence for a moment, then Garrett speaks again. There's something I want to show you. He leads her to the new trauma wing. Under construction when she left. Now complete. The doors open. Bright, modern, state-of-the-art. Above the entrance, a plaque. The Captain Sophia Reyes Trauma Center. Dedicated to those who serve with courage, competence, and compassion. Sophia stops, stares. I didn't ask for this. I know, but you earned it. Her eyes are wet. She doesn't try to hide it. Thank you. Thank you for showing us what we were missing. Later, Sophia sits in her new office, small but functional. A window overlooking the city. On her desk, the old medic patch. Framed now. The bloodstains still visible. The threads still unraveling. But it's not hidden anymore. A knock at the door. Mark enters. Got a minute? Sophia gestures to the chair. Sit. Mark sits, uncomfortable but determined. I never apologized. Not really. For the way I treated you. Sophia waits. I called your work lucky. Dismissed you. Didn't listen when you tried to help. And I'm sorry. Sophia nods. I appreciate that. I've been thinking a lot about why I did it. And I realized I was scared. Of what? Us being wrong. It's not being the smartest person in the room, of someone challenging me. Pause. But you made me a better doctor. By not letting me get away with it. Sophia's voice is gentle. We all have blind spots, Mark. The question is what we do when we see them. Mark nods. I'm trying to do better. I know. I've noticed. He stands, extends his hand. Thank you for coming back. Sophia shakes it. Thank you for listening. He leaves. Sophia turns to the window. The sun is rising, the city waking. She thinks about the last 6 months. Nairobi, the 12 lives saved, the 72 hours without sleep. The moment she remembered why she became a doctor. Not for the glory, not for recognition, but because she could do something most people couldn't. She could stand between death and life and fight. And sometimes, just sometimes, she could win. Her phone buzzes. A message from Clara. Coffee after shift? There's someone I want you to meet. Young doctor, brilliant, but struggling to fit in. Sounds familiar? Sophia smiles, types back. I'll be there. She sets the phone down, looks at the framed patch. Private First Class Daniel Ortiz. She still remembers his face, still carries his name. But now she also carries the names of the ones she saved. 37 in Kandahar, 12 in Nairobi, dozens more here. Each one a reminder, not of failure, but of purpose. She doesn't have to choose between remembering the lost and honoring the living. She can do both. She stands, straightens her coat, walks out into the hospital. Her hospital now. Not because she demanded it, but because she earned it. The hallways are busy, organized chaos. But there's something different in the air. Respect, collaboration, people listening to each other. A young nurse passes, sees Sophia, stops. Dr. Reyes, I just wanted to say thank you for the mentorship program. It's made a huge difference for me. Sophia smiles. You're doing the work. I'm just opening doors, still. Thank you. The nurse walks away. Sophia continues, through the ER, past the trauma bays, into the heart of the hospital. This is where she belongs. Not invisible, not hiding. Right here, in the light. Doing the work she was meant to do. Saving lives, teaching others, building something that lasts. The past doesn't haunt her anymore. It guides her. Every scar, every loss, every name. They made her who she is. Captain Sophia Reyes, trauma surgeon, director, teacher. The woman who refused to give up. On herself, on others. The woman who proved that competence doesn't need permission. It just needs a chance. And when given that chance, it can change everything. She walks toward the morning light, toward the next patient, the next challenge, toward a future she's no longer afraid of. Because she knows now, she doesn't have to carry the weight alone. She can share it, teach it, transform it. And in doing so, she honors everyone she couldn't save. By saving everyone she can, the hospital hums around her. And Sophia Reyes, finally, is home.